Good morning, everybody. Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to your, what are we calling this? FOOF 2. So this is going to be our home for the next many weeks as we continue with renovation of our primary space. And we welcome you here today. And what else? What, am I doing something wrong? No. No. Do I have something in my teeth? No. Okay. Am I good?
I was making sure my badge was on, not yours. You.
So this is roadie weekend, right? How many are going to the parade afterwards? Okay. So we'll be done in plenty of time. Parade doesn't start till noon. But welcome to this particular, I want to say welcome to FOOF. And yes, welcome to FOOF. We're at the Florence Senior Center. And this land happens to also be first inhabited by the Sayusla Indians. And we give thanks to that tribe and their families, their generations, past, present, and future. We acknowledge that this is their land and we want to be as good of stewards as they have been. We're going to start like we do always. We're going to sing Spirit of Life. It's hymn number 123. We don't have the hymnals. The words are in the program. I think you know the tune, the melody. If not, just follow along and stand as you are able for Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come to me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, give me life the shape of justice, roots hold me close, wings set me free, Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Excellent, excellent. Excellent, excellent. So I remind everybody to put your cell phones on mute or silence or whatever you need to do there. And please, unless you're up here talking, please remain fully masked. We'll continue to monitor the cases on a weekly basis. And if the numbers look really good, maybe we'll remove these. But for now and for the near future, we ask that you be fully masked. For those who've never been here before, just a little housekeeping. The restrooms are in the back on that side, so just follow my hand. They're back that way. There's men and women. And like I said, when the service is complete today, please leave the sheet music on the table, and I'll collect those for our use next time, okay? And remember, our annual meeting is June 5th, right here at 11:30, following our regular Sunday service. And you all are welcome to be here. And we've got business to do, which we do every year on the first Sunday in June. Also, if you have copies of the UU World, the magazine that you would like to donate to us, we'll put them out, and anyone who is interested, take it home and read it. There's some lovely articles in there. So we invite you to stay connected with the Unitarian Universalist Association and Unitarian Universalist churches and fellowships around the country. And are there any other announcements before we continue? And if so, would you please come forward with a microphone? Is that right, Jay? You still want to, if you have an announcement, please come forward and share that at the podium. Anybody? No announcements? Okay, roadie parade, right? Be safe, and let's have some fun out there. Let's hope the rain doesn't rain on the parade. I want to thank everybody who showed up early this morning to help us get set up for the first time, and I will try to make this as easy as possible on everybody going forward, because everything you see here we have to pack up and take with us each week. So please be considerate of that, and if we ask for help, maybe you'll stick around and help us a little bit. Come on in. So, hi Ron.
Hello. Am I the only one who went to?
We don't know. Did anybody else go to FOOF and now you're here? So I need a volunteer who wants to come forward and help me light the flame in this chalice. Anybody want to do that? Catherine, would you? Thank you. So I think the clicker's on this side. I'm going to share these words by Sharon Wiley. There we go, thank you. We speak so often of brokenness in religious life. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you, every part of your beautiful self, just the way you are. You do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back, no hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here, nothing to prove to me or the person sitting next to you or your children or to anyone else. You don't have to try and be witty or more quiet or more outgoing. You are beautiful. Every part of you beautiful, just the way you are. You do not need to change anything about yourself to be welcomed here. Your skin, your hair, your belly, your limbs, your face, all beautiful just the way they are. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you different from each and beautiful in your own beautiful way. Breathtaking. Let us worship together. I invite Catherine to come up for our joys and concerns.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, this just shows that we don't need a building. This is who we are, no matter where we are. And it's really beautiful to see. Yeah. Thank you. So this is the time, joys and concerns, that we share part of ourselves, whatever we need, you know, in our community, a joy that we just are bursting to share, and often a concern, you know, or a sorrow. But this is the time. Anyone?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay?
You gonna go? Yeah.
Yes, I will. Okay. Oh, yay, wooden floors and clunky shoes. My friend that was so sick and in the hospital for 21 days, and a surgery, and she looks like she's going to have another one, but she's home, and I've been helping her heal and stay on track and stay positive. And today, she's going up in the Ferris wheel. Thank you for your prayers and all your positive thoughts. I'm sure it worked.
Shall.
Absolutely. Nice big one.
All right. I am still sore on Sunday. Been working with George and Steve Young and Catherine and Renee, and we've been tearing things up at the building. It's looking like it's taking shape. Of course, when you ever do any remodel, you always come across things you never knew was there, or what they were thinking in the last world that they did, whatever they were doing. But it's been a great experience, and I can't wait to see it when I come back. So, but give all those folks a lot of kudos, because it's a lot of work already gone into it. So.
Yeah, multiple shells, okay?
For all the workers.
All the workers. Well, I can't top that.
Yeah. So, if
Pull
this
it
had
up.
happened yesterday.
Pull it up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
If this had happened yesterday, just meeting and it happened yesterday, it would have been a concern. Because Joni's flight from Guatemala to Dallas was late, so she couldn't connect and get here. But she's on her way, and she's going to be here about 1 o'clock in Eugene. So that's a joy.
And what she was doing, she was with a group called Faith and Practice. It's a Christian group. A bunch of surgeons going down to Guatemala and working on poor people. And so she was their chaplain, and she had to learn Spanish in a month, but still. Anyway, that's a joy.
Hey.
And that's the last shell for all those we don't know about. Oh, Anne?
I just am not going to try to walk up there, but I'll use my school teacher's voice. I hope you can hear me. I would like a shell of great gratitude for the FOOF leadership that has kept us going, is keeping us here, has made this arrangement, all the work they're doing on our remodeling. We have a group in FOOF that just simply won't let go. And I don't even want to try and name all of them, I know who they are. But let's have a thank you for our leadership that just won't give up.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you.
Oh.
And just a little minor correction, Jay, it was Deborah, not Catherine, that was with you.
Oh,
This
yeah,
week.
that was a, thank you.
We want her to know.
Yeah, no, it was Deborah.
Yes, it was Deborah, right. And I don't
No,
think so.
no, it's just,
She's a little taller.
Yes, that is the last shell that I put in there for all those we don't know about, all those sitting home, you know, just not quite able to get out of their house today for whatever reason. And those enjoying themselves somewhere and thinking of us. Blessed be.
So Jeff has selected our opening hymn. It's our only hymn, really. It's sheet music is on the table. I hope there are enough copies for you. If not, maybe you can share with the person next to you. Great hymn, great song, and Jeff's going to lead us through that. And if you will rise as you are able, let's sing hymn number 360.
All three verses?
Yeah, all three verses.
now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep is the web of creation.
We're supposed to sing
Here we
got
have 60,
gathered.
here we have waited. But that's okay. You want to play the other? Go for it.
You sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can let you sing the whole thing and we don't have to. We just love this, don't we?
Yeah.
We do. That works perfectly.
Thank you. Here we
Gather circle of kinship comes strengthened inside. May all who seek here find
Okay, that was fun. That's okay. Not sure what song we were singing, but it was lovely, wasn't it? When you're in a new place, in a new surrounding, this is not easy. So thank you, Jeff. You're most gracious. And, oh, we've got a wonderful program today. I'm going to ask Karen Hernandez to come forward and introduce the program, the concept, and who's going to be speaking today, because we get to learn all kinds of good things about these people. So take it away. You're welcome.
This mic is obviously going to go up and go down, because Maggie is tall and I'm not. Marcia says stand closer.
A little closer, yeah.
How, is this good?
Yep.
All right. So, about twice a year, FOOF does a Sunday that we call This I Believe. And the purpose of the Sunday is to take us, the regular old folk who attend here, and ask people to come prepared to speak for about 5 minutes on what they individually actually believe. Jim and I did this a couple of years ago. We found it to be a really fun and interesting experience for anybody else who has actually done it. It really makes you think and focus about how to put into words what you actually came to speak about. So, with no further ado, this morning's program is going to be Katie Mueller, and then we have Jean Hunter, and then we have Maggie Mellor. So we're going to ask Katie to come on down. What's behind door number 1? Keep talking. Okay, here we are.
Keep clapping.
This is behind door number 1.
Hi.
Hello.
How is everyone?
Wonderful.
Doing good? Okay. Okay. Wow, I'm super nervous. I appreciate everyone for being here today. Thank you so much for being here. So when I was first asked what I believe in, the truth is I have no idea. And I'm on a journey, and it's beautiful. So my truth is that I've been trying to find a place where I belong, right? And I've been through a whirlwind of different types of beliefs and religions and thoughts, and I just never fit into this box everywhere I went, right? And like Sally was saying at the beginning of service, like I don't have to change who I am to fit, right? And so no matter where you are on your journey, you belong here, right? And so for the first time in my existence here, I finally found a place where I could fit in, where all of a sudden I am that peg in the hole, right? Like I fit here. And so for me, my spiritual belief is that it's a personal relationship that I get to have, right? And that no one else can take that away. It is all mine. And my God thinks I'm his favorite. You know what I mean? And no one can take that away from me. Like I get to have superhuman strength because of it. And I get to trust and rely on a higher power that I choose to call creator. And that bond works for me. Right? And different names work for other people, and that's so beautiful for you, and you get to do that. And I think that relationships with a higher power should be personal to you. And you should have the ability and the right to believe how you want to believe, right? And so I will fight for you to have that right, right? I just can't have you trying to force me to believe some different way, because my relationship is working for me. I can't even put, like, it's hard to put into words, right? Because the type of relationship that I have doesn't really have a word. How do you define the undefinable, right? And what I've noticed is that over the years, people have tried to put God in a box. And my God can't fit in a box. You can't define it. It's undefinable. It's larger than life. It's larger than our minds can imagine. And because of that, I'm empowered. I get to trust and rely on a higher power that loves me, for me where I am today. The girl that woke up at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? The girl that stayed up till midnight freaking out about this. You know what I'm saying? And I get to be a child of God, right? And it's not there's just no pressure today. And there used to be so much pressure to be and do and act a certain way. And here, I get to just be, right? And it doesn't matter how you believe and how you worship and how you pray, how you meditate. Once you find what works for you, run with it, hold on to it, and don't let it go. You know what I mean? So I didn't know how to meditate, so I Googled it, right? And there's probably, I don't know, 100,000 ways to meditate, minimum, right? And so I do what's called candle meditation. It works for me. Find what works for you. I implore you to find what works for you. Find the relationship that works for you. Your relationship with your higher power should be a personal relationship, not one that's forced by someone else, right? And so for me, I get to wake up in the morning and I get to thank God for one more day, right? Because there's no guarantee for tomorrow, right? And then before I go to bed, I get to thank Him for one more day, right? Because there's no guarantee. And I just want, for me, God is love, right? And if I stay love motivated, right, I have this separation from myself. I'm no longer trusting and relying on me. I'm trusting and relying on a higher power. And for someone who's agnostic, because I don't know the label to put on myself yet, but that's the box that I'm putting myself in for now. For me, it leaves me open to all spiritual experiences. I want to have all spiritual experiences, right? And so what's really rad about UU is that we get to hear different experiences from world's religions, world's theologies, world's concepts. And for me, I grow exponentially because I get to trust and rely again on this higher power that I have no idea about. It's so rad. Like, I'm putting this like blind faith into something that I know has to exist, but I can't define it. I don't want to try to define it. But it gives me so much strength. And I don't know, just if God is love and I stay love motivated, I get to live this life. And it's so beautiful. I get to have depth and weighted conversations with people, and I get to have beautiful relationships with these people. Like, you people don't judge me. I get to just be. And in the world of the world, that's just not the truth. But when I'm here, I'm accepted and I'm loved and I'm encouraged to be my authentic self. And if you've ever felt like that, you're in the right place. You're in the right place, right? And I get on fire when I talk about a higher power, because without it, I couldn't imagine life. I couldn't imagine living, right? So I think that's all I really want to say about it. It's just, I genuinely believe God is love, and I believe that everyone should have a personal relationship with their higher power and choose to call it what you choose to call it. You know what I mean? Because there's no right or wrong way. There are a million paths to a higher power. And no right way or wrong way. It's whatever works for you. And run with it. Run with it. Relish in it. Love it. And if it isn't working for you, there's like, 35,000 other gods to choose from. So like, the possibilities are endless. So, and I just want to make sure that I stay open-minded to all of the spiritual experiences, because I don't want to miss out.
Right.
I don't want to miss out. Right? If you tell me I have to sit in the lotus position and pray, meditate for 10 minutes in silence, just okay. I have a mind that doesn't shut up, so I don't know how well that would work, but I want to have these experiences, and I get to have those experiences with you. And it's, how beautiful is that? Complete strangers get to have these bonds. It's, I'm so blessed to be here today. Thank you so much for listening.
Katie, thank you so much. Your excitement was just amazing. Your energy and your excitement, it's really catchy. Thank you. I know that it takes guts to stand up in front of a mic. And there are people in this room that I have asked and who said, no, I won't do that. Because they didn't want to stand up here behind a mic. Okay, our next presenter is Jean Hunter. Yay, Jean.
Yay.
Morning, y'all. Thanks for asking me.
Get close to the mic, Dean.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I wrote it down because I started thinking about it. My mind was just all over the place. And I said, you know, I need to focus and put my thoughts on paper. So I'm just going to read it to you. Okay, part of it I remember. Okay, at 18 years old, I left home alone. And I didn't know much, but I somehow believed that I was going to be okay no matter where I landed. LA? Really? Whoa. But off to college. Okay, but being so young and being out in the world on my own, fear set in. And then I got quiet, had a Catholic upbringing. I got quiet and, okay, God help. And I would settle down, get quiet, and I prayed, but not like my Catholic upbringing. So I was asking for help and guidance, and just listening for it, and then just acting on it. Okay, when I came to believe, is fear would take me down, causing unhappiness, illness, you know, just really affecting my immune system. It happens with COVID. You have to keep your spirit up and believe that you're safe. And that's what I did. And somehow or another, I managed to get through college. Imagine that. Anyway, I also believe that anger and judgments do the same thing. They have the same outcome. Okay, what else do I believe? I believe I was brought to this life for not just one reason or purpose, but for many. That's why we're here so long. I'm 77 and I'm not finished yet. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I believe life is kind of like going to school. And I'm still learning, and just not ready to graduate, if you catch my drift. I came to believe in the power of the universe, God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it. We all call it something different. But it came to me in a very interesting way. I was studying to become a philosophy professor. So I was at a party one night with my classmates. And some of them were sitting on the floor in a circle, and they're talking. I'm kind of leaning into the conversation. Something triggered. Pretty soon I was down with them. They were discussing something that was very unfamiliar to me, which is called the science of mind. And I said, whoa, I think maybe this is it. So I listened and listened, and it brought me to Science of Mind, which is, you know, Ernest Holmes. And I studied that for a long time. And then it became, you know, this is kind of an interesting story. Reverend Edward, who is just awesome, awesome, awesome. He's the minister of the church in Santa Rosa. And we were blessed to have him because he came from British South Africa. Oh, wow. And he's just an awesome guy. Anyway, so he's going through the sanctuary one day, and the teeners are upstairs with practitioners. And he hears this young man say, he's on the phone, he says, I gotta hang up, I have to go to shul. It just stopped Edward in his tracks. He came in and told us what he just experienced, and he said, maybe we need to change the name. This teener should not have to lie to his friend. So he took the, you know, he said, if you got an idea, you know, write it down, send it in. They did. I did. He took it off to the annual conference and came back, and it's now known as CSL, Center for Spiritual Living. And, well, when I moved here, there is no CSL, so I'm a foofer. Who knew? But the belief system is just, it's so similar, you know, it's just changing my name. I was divinely guided through 3 careers. I couldn't have done it had I not come to CSL, whatever. A spiritual belief system is what I believe. Spiritual belief system that if I shut up and listen, which sometimes is not easy, like Katie said, busy, busy, busy. I'm divinely guided, and I was divinely guided through 3 careers, all of which I loved. And 2 of them, I birthed, I ran it for many years, and I felt very gifted, that I was divinely guided to think about this and then act on it, and then people responded to it. And I sold my last business called Care Connection. It kind of explains itself. And the woman who was my assistant and all of her caregivers are still out there healing people and making people laugh. And I'm here to tell you, the Fijian people are amazing because they're a culture that, they take care of each other. World War I came along, and we kind of split, and World War II finished us off. So it kind of broke up our families and kind of that nuclear way of living. Well, I feel really grateful for all I have. I really do. I have dear friends. My beloved spouses. The opportunity to travel and see other countries and other cultures and their belief systems. It's just amazing, like Katie said, sit down and meditate, yoga, there's so many belief systems out there that hold these people together, and it's incredible. It's just an incredible experience. I didn't speak their language. Some of them spoke English, but you hear them, we connect. And I believe now, and will always believe, that I am divinely guided, and divinely guided to give all that I have, give all that I know. If you share the belief system, yay, and if you don't, oh well. It doesn't matter. I listen to you, you listen to me, we exchange information, and we walk away knowing more than we did when we came together. Yeah. Yeah. You pretty much know who I am and what I believe. Am I Buddhist? Maybe. When we were in, where were we? What country were we? We were in Bali, and they are Hindu. And so we're going off we were privileged to be, it was okay for us to go off to these temples, only certain ones. And women had to cover their arms to about here, and everybody had to wear sarongs. So we just put a sarong on over our clothes. Well, imagine all the women shopping. We had a great time. Went home, turned into something else. And so the first, day or two, and I happened to be in the same bus with Reverend Edward, and I sat there thinking, because we went into a Hindu experience, and I said, geez, Reverend Edward, I didn't know we were Hindu. And he says, yeah, pretty much. Well, we went someplace else. I said, Reverend Edward, I didn't know we were Buddhist. He said, yeah, pretty much. So, which brings me to know, and I know you all know this as well, we are all one. Blessed be.
Well, Jean, thank you. Thank you, that was interesting. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Maggie Mellor.
Yes.
Well, that was just enthralling, Katie.
You can take your next slide.
Oh, yes, I can take my mouse. There we go. Is that better?
Yes, pull the mic towards you, Maggie.
And the mic.
There you go.
Closer.
There you go.
Don't touch it.
That's good.
Right.
So, I got like a Bible here.
It was very fun to really go through the story of what I believe.
And I turned it a little bit into an autobiography, which I shan't tell you everything, but I'll just give you the exciting bits, which of course was the day I was born. The day I was born, which was Liberation Day in Holland, 2 years after the war, and all the flags were flying. Of course, this is what I'm told. I didn't actually see them. So I was born into celebration, and I've carried that. I love that I'm born into celebration. And I was born into a Catholic family, and we went to church a lot, and the church was sort of the basis of our lives. And I was always looking out there at the face of God, the face of Jesus, out there. And then came the day, I was 7 years old, the second sacrament, and Holy Communion. I was now going to be given to ingest bread and wine, also known as the body and blood of Christ. Big deal. And I was very excited and wondered what would happen. Nothing. Nothing happened. And so, you know, bereft, I was told, go quietly, say nothing, sit down and pray, which of course I did that. But nothing actually happened. But what did happen is I was terribly embarrassed that day. At the age of 7, my family were about to move from Holland to South Africa. My mum, a very practical woman, she was not about to dress me as a bride of Jesus in a long white dress and a veil like all the other first communicants. No, I went in a little blue dress with short sleeves and a flower in my hair, and I was wearing gloves, all which we had been instructed not to do. My mum made me go do that. And so I learned that maybe I'm exempt from some of the rules. And secondly, when we got to South Africa, a theme that would be with me for my whole life is that I'm from somewhere else. And that has its own intrigue, because I can make up stories. So I am a storyteller, and in South Africa, in Durban, I was sent to the family of the Holy Sisters, the convent school. 10 whole years of Catholicism left me bereft at the end, very confused and very guilty. Guilty just for being there. And also, strangely, I discovered later, a tremendously rich ground of being. And so that I've treasured and kept with me, that something was laid there that was important. And that was this constant connection with God. So I escaped the convent, I escaped marrying Peter, and I fled to Holland to find my route. And I went to Amsterdam. Amsterdam's a very exciting city in that time. The Dutch tend to be rule breakers as a whole. So believe me, I got to experience mind-altering substances in no time that revealed to me that God is not out there, but lives inside me. So I call that the second initiation, that the divine is within, and I did not know that. Now I know that. And so I'm very grateful for that. And so there we are. God lives inside me. Pivotal book, Cosmic Consciousness by Paul Brunton. Don't know if you've heard of it, but that was a good one, and that changed everything for me. And I hooked up with an American man who also really enjoyed exploring consciousness through mind-altering substances, gifts from the universe in the plant world. And wow, you know, you get to see things, one of which was the connection of all things. And that when I was sad, the flowers seemed to droop. And when I was happy, the flowers danced. I think there's truth to that. I think scientists have now caught up with that one, that our feelings and emotions really matter a lot. So, but my lovely American also looked for God at the bottom of a whiskey bottle. And that was one thing I knew that wouldn't work for me. So I fled again and went back to, from now, traveling the world, Bali, magical place, Japan, so Zen. It became a sort of mission to see how do people connect with Source. What are all these gods that you mentioned, and you both mentioned? And they're all over the world, and there are different pathways to them. And so that became a great passion. How do they do it? And then it was time for a reckoning. By then I had studied yoga and astrology and the I Ching, both giving me signs along the way to help me take my next step. So the next step was to cross the great waters and to meet a friend there, I Ching. And I did cross the great waters back to South Africa to go to my parents' big wedding anniversary. And who is the friend I met there? He's sitting right there. He's been my best friend for 45 years. And so we've done this road together. He is a soul gypsy, he's a wizard, he's a divine madman, and I won't say what else he has been, but we've been through lifetimes together in the 45 years with our 2 children, which is our greatest gift together to the world. It's our 2 grown-up children doing it in the world. And so that's really, really wonderful. But it was soon that the situation in South Africa required that we move again. And so lots of turbulence. We have 2 young adults, and the world is burning around us. Social upheaval on a very large scale. And when that came right to our very doorstep of our house, I was willing to listen to the divine madman that it was time to leave the country and go somewhere else where we could raise our kids in stability. And so that is how we finally moved to the Americas. And we've been here for 28 years, and we are completely Americanized, our children even more American, and so grateful for the life that we've had here. Something happened in Cape Town that while the children were little, before we moved to Cape Town, to America, I was called to go to Table Mountain, and I'd heard that something important would happen on Table Mountain, and I'd heard it from my friends, and my friends were healers, acupuncturists, Reiki, astrologers, tarot readers, sacred musicians, my little band of friends at the time. And they said, we've got to go up on the mountain to make a promise. What promise? A promise to participate in birthing the new humanity. So as it turned out, I missed the cable car that they were in, and it was pouring with rain. It was August 1987, and the event was worldwide, and it was called the Harmonic Convergence. You may have heard of it. Anyway, it reached us in Cape Town. I missed my party. I went up on my own, pouring rain, fog, you know what it's like. And I went and sat under a little bush, and I really prayed, and I said, I'll do this. I will show up. I have no idea what to do, but I made the promise to participate in birthing the new humanity. Of course, as life goes, I completely forgot that promise. It just went into memory until the day that COVID happened. And suddenly, overnight, it seemed, we were all ushered, go home and stay home. And then a light bulb went on, and I thought, oh my God, this is so huge. It's happening all over the world. This is a collective initiation. And we've all got to learn something. And then I remembered, I made a promise about all this. What do I have to do? So I had been teaching yoga at the yoga studio, and that was all over. None of that. And then we heard of this thing called Zoom. And some people had already been using it in business. And so my divine madman had kept his cameras and his equipment that as a wife I had nagged, could you please get rid of that stuff? You're not using it. You don't need it anymore. Get rid of it. I don't know if you've ever said such a thing to your husband. Well, he defied me. And the day came where he hauled it out of the garage and we set up our Zoom studio. Now, with 3 cameras, a mic on me and a mic over there, and there's music, and we are Zooming our yoga classes. And we did that over the years of COVID, 2 years. And in the middle of COVID and the Zooming, suddenly the real estate market was doing this in California. It was like, oh my God, this is our escape. Let's sell this house we don't need and escape. And so that's exactly what we did. We sold the house and had enough change to make our way to the coast of Oregon. And it was terrifying for me. I was shattered. But the divine madman helped me through, held my hand as we fought over the packing. This is coming. No, it's not coming. And so this is how it happened that we are here. What I now know is that I do not need to hold my breath so long it takes me to an altered state. I do not need to meditate so long that I go into a transcendent state. Those are very nice places to be. What I've learned is to have my feet on the ground and to do what is in front of me and to do it with love. And so that wiping the counters is an act of generosity and a gift of love. And I see that so much here in this town where everybody volunteers and gives of themselves to make this a beautiful, beautiful community. And so I just love that. It's completely inspiring. I'm going to end now with 2 quotes. The one is by the divine madman, and it carried us in that journey of squabbling over what's coming and what's not, and how we're going to do this move and where are we going. And it's this. Do you want to say it? No. I cast myself over the precipice of my fears, falling, flailing into the arms of love. So, thank you, darling, for that and being my companion. And then I'll end with Buddha. So Buddha says, and I've nourished this one, when you finally realize how perfect it all is, you will throw back your head and laugh at the sky. Thank you so much.
Wow, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
So who wants to do this next? Huh?
Come and see me.
Karen, you want to do it next?
No, I'm going to order it.
You've already done it.
So have you.
I know, I did. Jennifer and I, I think, were the first. But
Yeah.
that's beside the point. Yeah, so we're looking for 3 more people, maybe 4, maybe 5. Step up. If you have a story you'd like to tell about this, I believe, we welcome to hear it. And if I go back far enough, the series, This I Believe, was started by the late Walt Staten, who was our leader many years ago. And he would ask people, what do you believe? And then, why don't you talk about that? So we started asking people to talk about what do you believe, and wherever that takes you. All right, it takes you wherever Katie took us. Where are you, Katie? It was a beautiful journey with you. And Jean, bless you. I love your tears. I do, very genuine. Thank you. And Maggie, and what do you call him again? The big...
The divine madman.
The divine madman. Karen, I think we need a new name tag. No, seriously, thank you for this. This was absolutely fabulous, okay? To be able to get a glimpse into your soul and who you are, it's really quite lovely. Thank you. So we're going to wind this down, shall we? We've got an offering to do. And one of the things that we're collecting for this month and next month is funds for the Friends of Florence, which are the folks that drive the cancer van. And, you know, it's an organization that doesn't have much. They have a van and a lot of volunteers. So what they need is funds to help with the gas and help with the repairs, but nobody gets paid. Nobody gets charged for their transportation, but they go 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. They head over to the 2 institutes in Eugene for people so they can have their cancer treatment, then bring them back safely. So we really appreciate our Friends of Florence, also known as the Van Fans. We are the Van Fans. So as the basket comes around, we'll ask that you consider a contribution to that organization. As well, we ask that you consider a contribution to us, ourselves. So when you give to FOOF, you're giving to yourself. You're giving to the future of this organization. You're giving to us so we can continue to have the resources we need to rent this space. You know, we have a space up on Highway 101, but now we have to rent this one for a while. So we have a few additional expenses, and we're fine. We're not hurting. But anyway, I want you to just think about what it would be like to give of your hard-earned funds to FOOF as well as to the Friends of Florence. So if you're watching, now, and by the way, we're not live streaming this right now, we're just going to be recording and sending it off by email. Anyway, but if you're watching this recording, you can also send a contribution by check, and you can mail it to us at FOOF, P.O. Box 2502, Florence 97439, or anyone can go onto our website and click on the donate button, and that's a nice, easy way to give. So as we begin this process, I ask that you repeat after me these wonderful words. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I am prosperous now.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So I'm going to pass the basket. I'm just going to go up and down and up and down and come on back. And if there's something you can contribute, please do. If not, just bless this basket as it goes on to the next person. And Jeff's going to be playing some wonderful music in the background. And thank you.
I'm gonna hold on to it. Okay, pass it around.
thank you very much. Your practice of giving is so gratefully appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Catherine, you want to come up and extinguish the chalice? As we extinguish the flame, I share these closing words from Gwen Matthews. Feel that? Each breath, every inhale, exhale. We are living, breathing, connected. We are the whole, complete, beautiful selves that we were born to be. Feel that? In your bones, in your muscles, in your heart, and your blood. That is the extraordinary you. The you who was born for this time, this place, this moment. Feel that? The struggle, the worry, the pain, the loss, the grief. It is still you. You are still whole, complete, beautiful, and extraordinary. As you leave today, feel that. Blessed be. So how are we going to do the peace song? How are we going to make a big circle? How about a circle just evolve? We're going to get into a circle. We're going to hold hands if you want to. Jeff's going to lead us in the peace song. And then we're going to leave things on the table. Make sure your chairs are around. Let's see, what else? So we'll close the circle as best we can, and we're going to sing the peace song.
So come together. Oh, we made it. Look at this. All right, let's keep going this way. Let's keep going this way. I gotta get to Marcia. Okay, we got a circle. We did it. Yay! Jeff, you want to join us, or are you going to stay back there?
I'll stay here.
Okay, ready?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with love as our center, and we all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy.